because the whole community needs to know about what's going on today. We should be getting 10,000 people watching this today because it's very, very important. Remember that 411. We're going to give you the 411 on 411 people who died last year in Washington, D.C. because of this poison that's going on in our community. And I'll be bringing up Lexi T too as well, my co-host, and we got something special for y'all today. We have some other performers, and we have, most importantly, people who care and want to be part of the solution. Thank you.
Yep. CCB band, the show, man. We definitely appreciate you, Miss Mo. Definitely appreciate you and that whole Don't Mute Music. We definitely about to wake these baddies up out here today. We out here for a good cause. Make sure y'all tap into what's going on. Please tap into what's going on. Yep. It's a beautiful, beautiful day out here.
Once again, I want to thank our sponsors, Anacostia Coordinating Council, the District of Columbia Prevention Center, Ward 7 and 8, Far Southeast Collaborative Family Strengthening Collaborative, and Family Medical Services. And most importantly, the initiative, Long Live DC, to keep us alive.
Yep. A lot of beautiful souls out here today. We'll have a good time, party together. Be scared to get up a two-step. Shake a leg this evening. This voluptuous hot day. Yep.
Black the vote. Yeah.
Welcome to the Secret God.
What's happening?
Can't divide us. We gon' keep on fighting. We want freedom in the street.
Yeah.
We gon' keep on striving.
Oh. Yes. You can be in that back monitor back there, but chill minute for me, Deuce. Please. Yeah. Testing. Hit them with the chain. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Check it, yeah. We the Secret God today. Looking real good out here today too, man. Salute to you, Mr. Mo. Yes, 1, 2, 2. Yeah.
Come on,
You're right, Deuce.
Hit that share button. Hit that share button. We got 2 bands, CCB tonight.
Yeah. Yes.
Very important conversation. Hilliard, what up, Hilliard?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It's the way we gotta go. Rest in peace, John Lewis, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. Let's make some noise.
When I reminisce on you, sometimes I cry, but I smile too. I'm making this promise to you right now. I'm living my life to the fullest in honor of your memory. So when you look down on me, you see that we'll always be together long as I remember. Come on. Remember when we used to go club hopping, step up in the party so fast, show stopping. That's right. But then it took you away, it's so shocking. Still can't believe that you're gone, but I gotta keep holding on. Memories of you keep me strong. Remember when we
two.
Keep me strong. When I reminisce over you, sometimes I cry.
For our lost ones, gotta dedicate this to Kayla, y'all.
I'm living my life to the fullest.
Testing one.
Gotta dedicate this one to her.
So when you look down on me, you'll see that we'll always be together long as I remember. Look, this song's dedicated to my homie.
Testing 1 2
And
1
that's
2.
you, baby.
We ready, baby?
Lady, and I'm lonely. I think about you when I
We ready?
know what's going on.
All right, everybody. I'm here. Ron Moulton with Lexi T.
What's up, everybody? How y'all feeling?
All right, listen, y'all. Y'all know I'm an old man, and it's time for me to pass the mic to the next generation. So y'all gonna be seeing a lot of young people in this space right here leading the community on these issues. And I'm working with Sister Lexi T with an initiative that we're doing called PPP, Positive Platform Philanthropy. And we're gonna be working with people like Roz, ACC, Far Southeast Collaborative on one of the things we understand, our young people are exposed to garbage all day long. They have no positive platforms like we had. So they use social media to try to be like people of what they see in the music, what they see on the internet, and nobody's giving them a platform to do something positive and incentivize them. So that's what we're going to be working on starting in August with Far Southeast Collaborative and others in the community, because we cannot blame the young people. We cannot blame people in our community if they're not getting opportunities and the opportunity to do what's right. I've seen it happen. I've seen 160 children go to college from our community by giving the opportunity to do what's right. I've seen 40 beefs get squashed. I've seen young people who were on drugs get off of drugs by giving opportunity and some help and therapy and all the things they need with everybody out here. It's like 5, 6 different organizations out here. None of us can do it alone. We are one, and together we can do anything. So I want to pass the mic to this young lady.
Thank you. So I will be helping Ron host tonight, and I also brought some beautiful, talented artists out that's from the DMV to share their talent with you guys as well. Again, I feel like, you know, a lot of the young kids and a lot of the youth, they're copying off a lot of the rappers, popping perks in the videos, doing drugs in the videos. You know, we're celebrating that. Everybody is celebrating the wrong thing. So even like my son is 11 years, he's 12 years old, but a lot of the music that's out here today for them to listen to has a lot of the negative stuff, so we have to make sure that we're monitoring what they're listening to as well. We have to monitor what they're looking at on YouTube. We have to monitor what they're posting on Instagram if you are allowing your child to have an Instagram account. So it's up to us. We have to make sure that we are looking over the youth and making sure that we are stepping in like we used to do back in the day, like, you know your neighbors, you knew everybody that was on the block. These days, the youth will cuss you out. You feel what I'm saying? It's something that was lost, so we have to make sure that we're stepping in and we're taking over our own neighborhoods and our own blocks as well. So thank y'all for having me, and y'all be seeing me the rest of the night.
All right, y'all. I'm going to get out the way. Once again, my name is Ron Moulton from Don't Mute DC, and we about to bring on the Critical Condition Band, CCB. I love these guys. I was working with these guys over 12 years ago. Might have been longer than that. We had a song called Stop the Violence on the Street when we was having a lot of violence. And it was in regular rotation, right? And I see another sister out here by the name of Jatar Freeman and Just Paul from Anacostia. Me and Just Paul went in the studio and wrote a song in 30 minutes, and it was all over the radio. And they had people from 18 years old to 50 years old on the song. That's the type of stuff we have to do to start changing the mentality of our people along with opportunities. So those are the type of things that we're going to be creating here. I want to thank the council, the mayor, for making sure people in the community own something in the community, because we're creating something for the community right here. You know, we wouldn't be able to have these events all the time, you know what I'm saying, not charging people if it wasn't for that. So I want to pay homage to where it's due. And without further ado, my man CCB and the crew, they ready to do the do.
God to see me down. We appreciate you, Mr. Mo. It's a pleasure to be out here with all these beautiful people, all these beautiful guys out here. Y'all party with me. All my people to be out here. All my 21 and know the 80s baby doesn't feel like it, bro. We gonna spin y'all down there in memory lane one time, see what y'all know for the one time, yeah? Yeah, I'll take it back with me. Square one time, y'all.
But you wonder where I've been. Search to find love again. I came back to let you know. Got a deep for you. I can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. See, I'm in the days where you love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you. Can't let go. What you wanna do for love. You tried everything. Don't give up. In my world, only you got a thing for you. Can't let go. Say, man, I'm just real positivity, man. I always want to love my mom. Tell me that love won't believe me, yeah. We're gonna do this one more time, guys. Every time, bet you wonder where I've been. Search to find love again. I came back to let you know. Got a beat for you. I can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. See, I'm in the days where you love to see. Yeah. I came back to let you know. Got a beat for you. Can't let go. Hey, what you wanna do for love. You tried everything. Don't give up. In my world, only you got a thing for you. All the CCB, party with me. Don't be afraid of that, see you. So 271. Shout out to Ramo, man, and he's all right there, right there. There we go, we moving down critical condition. I hear you back there, Chubb. I'm telling you, do for love. Right there, hold it right there. Woo! Just a little ditty pop, y'all. Take a trip down memory lane. Yes, this is a drug-free environment too, y'all. Give me music, y'all. Hey! What you won't do for love. Right there, top work. Vice grips, keep me locked down, top work. Play the bass, chunk. Yep. Keep it right there one time for me, chop. I love it.
We out here for a good cause, but we also out here to party and boogie down. Yes, yes, party people, we in the God. Once again, for y'all who don't know, this that big band, CCB band, the show. Right there, Chubb, let him go. He said, ow. I got my hands in my pants and I need to dance. Ooh, Lord. We just warm and good people. Trying to duck this heat, but we gonna turn it up a couple notches in a second, yeah? Any special birthdays, anniversaries out here as well, too. I like to stamp everybody when I see them. Oh, when I love it, I do it. Oh, well, hold up. Let's go, Chubb. Chop. Some of y'all look like y'all ready to turn it up just a little bit. You hot, boo? You hot, boo? When I love it, I do. When I know what girls like, she thinks I'm sexy. And ain't never nothing wrong with a little bit of Stevie, right? Yes, yes. Yep, yep. Sing it to him one more time for me,
What
Flower.
you won't do for love. You tried everything, don't give up. In my world, only you.
See all these beautiful people.
Got a thing for you, and I can't let go.
Oh, when I love it, I love it. I say, hey, oh, well, let's do something. But don't sit there on your, hey, and don't do that. Yeah. Yep, yep. Oh, what's outside of here? Ooh, baby. We gonna see what y'all know. We gonna see what y'all know.
Pulled up in a drop top into the on 2 times till you walked
Take your
outside.
time, ladies.
Let's sleep hugging them thighs and the other thing inside my body. I want you, yes I do. If there's anything you suggest I do, please tell me. Now we all in agreement, but so far. Girl, I'm so glad you came over. I wanna tell you come closer, but I don't know if you feel like I feel. Tell me, girl, don't it feel good when I touch on it? Wouldn't it be nice if all night I was with you? Come kiss me, come with me down the hall of my bedroom. Tonight we'll be making
it. Hey, Southside. Hey, Southside. Hey, don't mute up. We make that booty pop, girl. We make that booty pop, girl. You gotta make it. We make it, make it. Come on, flowers. Sing it to 'em.
You said let me love you.
Yeah.
Let me be the one to give you everything you want and need.
Well, how you like it,
Make good love in protection.
Go spend some money with your boy. Winning a whole lot of weed.
We got what you need.
And we'll give you what you need. Come and
What do you
and
hold?
what we sippin', what we drinkin'.
Hennessy.
Winning a whole lot of weed.
We got what you
And
need.
we'll give you what you need.
CCB.
So come and party.
with me.
Yeah. Hey, go spend some money with your boy.
Hennessy.
Winning a whole lot of weed.
We got what you need.
We'll give you what you need.
Nothing slow. What do you
Hey,
hold?
you go one to the, you go two. You go one to the 2, 3, 4. Shake that suit, girl. And girl, to the left, to the right. Hey, try and hit it all. No, I can hear that girl. And try and get one more shorty right there. She looking good in the jeans right there. She looking so good, got a young and one there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shake that suit, girl. But that girl to the left, to the right, right. I'm trying to hit it all. I say, well, no, I can hear that girl. I'm trying to get one more shorty right there. She looking good in the jeans. Hey, you going on? But goddamn, I said, well, no. Goddamn, she got a boy suit, girl. Hey, shake that. I said, well,
know some grown folks out here. I'm grown too. I'm 36. You understand what I'm saying? But I know all y'all ladies out here know that old school butterfly little dance. I ain't about to demonstrate it, but you know that little jungle like that. I know somebody know how that go, right? I want a little bit participation out here. Just a little bit. You know it? You know how that butterfly go? So when y'all hear my singer sing that butterfly, I'm trying to see which one of y'all ladies. Everybody know that old school, you know, that old school playground blast. I'm trying to see what y'all know. With that butterfly, we got the girls going crazy. With that butterfly, yeah. Let me see you do that butterfly for me. Let me see you move that butterfly. There she go. Let me see you work that butterfly. With that butterfly, okay. Let me see you work that butterfly for me. Let me see you move that butterfly. Let me see you work that butterfly. I sing it to me. That butterfly, okay. Let me see you do that butterfly for me. Let me see you work that butterfly. Let me see you do that butterfly. That butterfly, okay. Let me see you do that butterfly. Yeah, let me see you work that butterfly. Okay, let me see you do that butterfly. And one more time. That butterfly, okay. Let me see you do that butterfly. Let me see you work that butterfly. Let me see you do that butterfly. That butterfly, let me see you work that butterfly. Let me see you move that butterfly. Let me see you like that butterfly. I think they're ready for it. We're making pop, we're making jump. Hey, can't do tripping. Can't do tripping. Okay, tripping. Okay, can't do tripping. Okay, tripping. Okay, we can't do tripping. Okay, tripping. Okay, can't do tripping. Okay, tripping. Okay, can't do tripping. Okay, tripping. Hey, can't do tripping. Okay, tripping. Can't do tripping. Hey, well, ladies, so what you bounce with that whip? Wow! Goofy gang, goofy gang, goofy gang, goofy gang, goofy gang. When I go, act up, you can get smacked up. 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 Act up, you can get. Well, ladies, so what you bounce with that whip? That ass keep shaking. I'm trying to see you shaking. That ass keep shaking. Hey, I know, 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 roll call, man, you about to get a good dose of it right now. Right now, we live and uncut, live streaming. I'm trying to hear y'all get with me. I want to hear y'all scream that roll call. We outside. We been locked down for I don't know how long, damn near a year. You feel me? Act like we outside. It's spicy out here, though.
Hey, this is the CCB.
Roll! time to the next time. We definitely appreciate you, Mr. Mo, man. Definitely appreciate you, man. This a brother that been pushing that Chocolate City to get things back in order, back right. We definitely appreciate stand-up guys like this, man. I'll continue to follow that Don't Be movement, man. CCB Band and show. We up and we out, baby.
Let's get him a round of applause, y'all. So, before I let Michael Greer come up from the Department of Behavioral Health, I want to introduce this person in the panel to the front. He's going to introduce the panel, but Clarence Williams is a person I've been known for, I guess, about 15 years with the Washington Post. And he's somebody who gets in the trenches and gets to the real issues. So I had to call him to moderate this very, very important discussion. And what I want everybody to do out here, I want you to go to Make Go-Go Forever on Facebook and share it to your page. Because everybody needs to hear this. What's about to happen right now is more important than the music was just played. Because people need to know what's going on in our community. And we study all the wrong things and pay attention to all the wrong things. We more concerned about Kim Kardashian and all these other people on social media than the things that really affect us every day in our community. And negative things happen when positive people do nothing. So all y'all out here tonight are positive, right? I can't hear you. Are all you out here positive? So I'm asking everybody to go to Make Go-Go Forever on Facebook and share it. Because you're going to hear the message, but it's the next person who is on Instagram or social media who trying to mimic something they seeing on social media or taking a drug that somebody who's a friend of me is giving to them in their community, and you might not know if your dose is going to be the dose that has fentanyl in it and kills you. You feel what I'm saying? So it's very important that we become the change agents in our community. So Clarence Williams has spent almost 2 decades in the streets at crime scenes, riding police cars or walking with officials in the middle of the night to gather information about breaking news in and around Washington as the night reporter for the Washington Post. Clarence has been pepper sprayed at George Floyd's protests, witnessed martial law curfews in Baltimore, and chased stories of fire, drug dealing, and general mayhem across the Washington, D.C. region. Reporting assignments sent him from the Rugby World Cup in Australia to shooting of Gabriel Gifford in Arizona, to the fields of Honduras, to every difficult neighborhood in the District of Columbia. And this guy, one thing I love about him, he tries to get to the issues that affect the people, right? And he always is for the people and the stories that matter to us. So without further ado, I'm going to bring him up in the panel. And Brother Greer is going to come up and educate people on what they have at behavioral health outside and some of the things that we're going to be doing in the future.
Thank you all. Thank you all. How's everybody doing? Y'all enjoy the good music? But, you know, it's time for us to get down to a little bit of business, everybody. So everybody should see those bags. There are bags all around in tables. There's a little box in there, a little white box. Somebody hold up that box for me. You know what you have in your hand? Everybody holding up those boxes? You know what you have in your hand? That's life in your hand. That is life-saving medication, and that's what it's going to take to save our brothers, our sisters, everybody in our community that is suffering from opioid use disorder. Listen, drugs, thank you. Dr. Mitchell always comes through in a crutch. But everybody in our community needs to have this in their hand, in their purse, in their back pocket. This will save lives. You know, I was talking to a lot of you about using it, and everybody's like, you know, when I use it, people are angry. I'd rather have you alive and hot than cold and dead. Alive and hot than cold and dead. Keeping naloxone on you saves lives. So when you see somebody going down, you whip out your naloxone, you hit them in both nostrils, and make sure you save a life. Everybody here has the power to save a life, and that's what we need to do. We have to take accountability for each other and make sure we save lives. DBH is offering some great services and making sure we are in the community. Everybody see that big mobile unit out there? I want everybody to make sure you stop by that mobile unit. Take a tour. Go inside. We are here to help. And whether it's because of a substance use disorder, a mental health challenge that you're facing, or you just want to talk to somebody today, You stop by that unit wherever you see it in the community because we are here for you. We're here to make sure you get the help and the services you need, and we're not going to stop until we help everybody. Ain't that how it's supposed to be? All right, everybody. What is this? This is life. This is life. Naloxone saves lives. Keep it on you. Thanks, everybody.
Let's give him a round of applause, y'all. So without further ado, I'm going to pass this mic to Clarence Williams. And also, after this, we will have TCB performing live. Hold on, I put this one down this end.
Hello. Can everyone hear me tonight? All right. Mo, as always, when you call, I don't have a choice but to answer. And in case anybody never got it from phone calls from Mo, he keeps calling until you do answer. I feel really honored to be asked to be here tonight because for really more than the last 20 years, I've been writing about criminal death in this city. And mostly that's been centered around the shooting and murders of black folks in a lot of the communities that are poorest in this town. I'm a crime reporter, though. And those killings that we cover in the media are often believed connected to the illegal drug trade. And so that work that I've done has me feeling just slightly out of place tonight. Because efforts like this mark a pretty significant shift in how our society and how this city is viewing deaths and the dangers of drugs from a law enforcement dilemma where arrests were the first thing that residents and city leaders turned to as a solution. Now events like this represent the idea that this is a move to seeing this as a public health problem. Tonight we are joined by an esteemed panel of folks who can help us connect with many aspects of this public health issue and that affects families and communities citywide. They will help us to frame the depth of this problem, but also offer some solutions that the community can use and take back out to hopefully find some solutions to it. After we get through, each panelist will introduce themselves briefly, but I just want to introduce by name, one by one. We're joined tonight by Shakiti Kiki McBroom, who's an ANC member, ANC Commissioner of 8E01. Down there, we've got a young brother, Dylan Kozar, who's age 15, and he is a Narcan trainer working with Revise, Inc. We're joined by Sandra Holland of Oxford House, the recovery community. We're also joined by Nura Green Lane, PhD, and who works as a DC opioid response project manager. We're joined by A. Mark Robinson, the Family Medical Counseling Services, Inc., who works on MLK and out in St. Pleasant. He works as the Regional Syringe Service Program Coordinator. And finally, we're joined by Dr. Roger Mitchell, who's a former chief medical examiner here in the city and our deputy mayor, and nowadays has moved on to academia and is running things at Howard, and he'll tell you a bit more about that. When Mo asked me to moderate this panel last week, he described this as an epidemic. And I went and I thought about that word, and he shot some stats at me. And if you go to the dictionary, you'll find what the definition of epidemic means, and we'll talk about that later tonight, my parting words. But he's given some of the data here, and he says that in 2020, a year, mind you, where homicides in this city rose to levels not seen in several years. In 2020, opioid deaths surpassed homicides by a 2-to-1 ratio, right? We have 411 people who were reported who died from an opioid overdose. We had 198 homicides. When you hear numbers like that, it speaks directly to the notion of an epidemic. Particularly, we've all been dealing with a pandemic for 15 or 16 months. But there's been another thing killing folks just as seriously. Every time you hear numbers, it's data, and it's important, and it drives what policies should be made. But data represents people. And the very first story we want to start tonight is with Ms. McBroom, who said goodbye to her daughter on June the 22nd. And I will just not say any more and allow her and just say, please give her a round of applause for showing the courage to be here with us tonight and to share her and her daughter's story in the hopes that we will see some change in this city.
Good evening, everyone. I never would have imagined that I would have to sit on a panel to discuss something about my very own child. Oftentimes, I would come to events like this just to be a part of it, to take back that nugget and knowledge back into the community to help somebody else. But this time, I got to face the issue face to face. On June 22nd, 2021, I went to wake my daughter up, and she had transitioned through the night. That's something that will play in my mind for the remainder of my life, I believe. It will play over and play over. I just want people to know out here that, you know, when you have substances like this that are roaming through the community, some people go out here to make money, to feel like they're doing something successful, and then you have people out here that's going to hurt from people like dealers that are putting things like this out into the community. This stuff hurts. I wouldn't wish this on anyone to have to go through this. My daughter was very selfless, and this is why I stand here today. Because if my daughter had the opportunity to speak to me right now, she would tell me, Mommy, I want you to go out there and tell my story because I want other kids to live on. That's how she was. She had a heart of gold. Although she didn't take no stuff, but she had a heart of gold. And I just want to make sure that the entire nation knows that Washington, D.C. is coming for anybody that is putting stuff like this out here in this community. I will not rest until I know for a fact that we are putting this awareness out here. In 2017, we woke the nation up with sex trafficking, human trafficking. That thing rocked the nation. Things were put out here in our communities about kids being snatched up and so forth. And we have to continue putting awarenesses out here in our community. We have to stop pushing things under the rug and stop being embarrassed about what goes on with our children, because at the end of the day, our homes are being hurt by these type of things. And we can't blame no one but ourselves. It's time out for that. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to talk to everybody. Anybody who want to listen, I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to help you navigate through motherhood, to help your children be able to live long lives. If I had to speak for Jayla today, I would tell you that Jayla lived a challenging life. She lived in poverty. She lived in an area where education sometimes wasn't the best. She lived in an area where we had to be always put in harm's way with gun violence. And now we have drugs that is roaming our streets. She didn't stand a chance like most of our children. And I just want to say to my community, I love you. I thank each and every one of you for being supportive. I pray that God places in your heart to continue going out here and looking after one another, because we are the village. And our kids are looking forward to us becoming and continuing to be their protectors. And if we ignore that, then we're going to have a problem even worse. And so I just ask that you all put your cape on and continue to go out here, and don't worry about people worrying about you being in their business. Sometimes it takes for us to be a little nosy and be involved with certain things to help other children get through. I thank God for people that were able to touch and reach out to my daughter, and was able to talk to her. I don't know who my daughter came in contact with, but I will say this. It's easier for our kids to get access to guns and drugs, just like it's easy for these kids to go to the corner store to get a piece of candy. And that is something that I know Ward 8 will not tolerate anymore. We are standing up for war. I have my boots on, and I'm ready to go to war. Thank you.
I don't have words to follow that, and I think there are a few of us that could. But what we're going to try to do is try to get now to some of the data, some of the information, so folks can be armed with it to be able to do something about this war that she just described. If we can start on the end, just to have you a brief introduction of who you are and why you're here tonight, Mr. Robinson. We'll take the mic.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Robinson, and I am with Family and Medical Counseling Service Incorporated. I am the Regional Syringe Service Program Coordinator for Family and Medical Counseling Service. We're located right up the street at 2041 Martin Luther King Avenue, Southeast. We're a full-service medical facility and organization that provides services, harm reduction services, syringe support services. We do HIV testing, Hep C testing. We provide harm reduction services, which simply means we try to save people's lives where they are. Where we meet them, we try to save them, to keep them safe. We thoroughly believe that you can't evaluate the value of a person's life before you save the person's life. So every life is worth saving. If the blood is running warm through your veins, then you're worth saving. There's hope. So we meet people where we are. We're in the trenches. We're in all of the hot spots throughout the city. And I work with a great team of men and women who aren't afraid to touch the problem, who aren't afraid to get close to what the perceived problem is. So all of the hot spots, everywhere where drugs are being sold and drugs are being bought, that's where we are. Our goal is to try to prevent overdoses, administer Narcan education and prevention for overdoses. So we're blanketing the city trying to provide those services.
Dylan?
Hello, everyone. My name is Dylan Kusar. Currently, I'm a youth peer support specialist. I work under my mother with Revise Inc. Currently, I'm trained to be able to train other people in Narcan, but I'm still continuing to learn every day, even though I'm trained. And I'm not sure what else to say. I'm pretty new to this.
That's just fine. You did just fine, Dylan. Thank you. Ms. Green.
Hi, my name is Sandra Holland. I'm in recovery at Oxford House. I live in Oxford House. Okay. I'm in recovery. I'm in long-term recovery in Oxford House, Avalon, up on Mapleview. I've been in Oxford House for like 4 years, in recovery for 4 years. I was a person that fought addiction for over 40 years. I just celebrated my 61st birthday in May. And it was a struggle for me. I mean, I was introduced to recovery back in the early 80s, but I wasn't ready. Coming through recovery, I had to learn that a lot of my running and using was due to what went on, the feelings that I was pushing down in my childhood. You know, so I had to get help. And I'm the type of person, or used to be the type of person, I wouldn't ask anybody for any help. You know, I'm the type of person, I can do everything by myself. You know, I don't want to bother anybody. I'm going to distance myself in my using so that way I'm not hurting anybody. This is the things that I was telling myself. You know, I OD'd like about 4 times. I used everything from crack to pills to whatever you want to name it. It's nothing glorified about it, but in the end I was using heroin. You know, I was on the street. My last run, I was at 12th and U Street, panhandling in front of the 7-Eleven. with my suitcase right at 11th Street. That's where I slept on the steps. In and out of treatment, in and out of PIW. Each time I was telling myself that I was getting myself clean, but I was just, building myself up for another run. And in the end, I suffered from depression. I found out that I do suffer from bipolar, because a lot of times we need that extra help to help us. But I let the God of my understanding, take me, because I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't have any hope. I didn't think I had any purpose. But he told me that that's a lie, Sandra, you do. So I went into treatment, and in my last run, I went into an Oxford House. They found me in Oxford House because I'm the type of person, I need structure. I need structure. I didn't want to go, but I went anyway because I said, well, I don't deal with women. Why you don't deal with women, Sandra? But I've learned that it's not that I don't deal with women. I just didn't want to deal with a whole lot of different personalities because I didn't want anybody to know who I was. Because I didn't know who I was. And it's still a daily process, learning Sandra, learning the things that I need to change. Through recovery and through the Oxford House, I was able to build back my boundaries up, my responsibilities. I got a couple of certificates. I'm a peer recovery coach and also a peer recovery coach specialist. I got that through Oxford, and I also have a job with DCRCA, DC Recovery Community Alliance. So there is hope. There is hope if you give yourself a chance, and we are here to help. You just have to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. And that last line, I know it's on the tip of your tongue. I want you to stick with it because we're going to ask you to say that again before the night's over, please. All right? Ms. Green-Lane.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Nora Green-Lane, and I am the DCOR Opioid Response Program Manager with the Ward 78 DC Prevention Center. And for many, many years, we have been out here in the trenches working with community and community organizations to really inform and provide education, build capacity, leadership, and community engagement around all substances. And I recently came back after doing stints in different places to help lead this opioid response. My father's in recovery. He went through Oxford houses. So recovery is possible. Relapse happen often, but recovery is very possible. And our goal right now, once I came back and saw the numbers, I said, I'm going to be here until we break this trend. But the heartbreak for me is that I'm a mother with a 7-year-old, and I have adult children, stepchildren, and the heartbreak for me is that I could be in that shoe. So I don't want anyone to think that you are special, that this is everybody's child. And this is everybody's death that's happening, because right now the larger group is someone who could be your grandmother, your grandfather, your aunt, your uncle. And now it could be your child, your brother, your sister. Basically, everybody it can be. And so the goal here, and it's very unfortunate, but if we have to ring the alarm as Dr. Mitchell did, we got to continue to ring the alarm. And fentanyl is in everything. So that is a synthetic opioid. It is a prescribed opioid, but it's somehow they got their hands on it, and it's in everything. So if you think you're smoking weed at some point in time, they dropping it in that. They smoking it. They putting it in those little cigarettes. It is absolutely nothing that fentanyl is not in. And when they do those autopsies, it went up. And every time it went up, more deaths happened. It is extreme right now. And I hope that right now, if you hear my voice, You can text to live 888-111, and you can get Narcan at different pharmacies throughout the city. But it is more harmful than you think. That's a hashtag. It's true. It is happening at an alarming rate. And when you say only 37 youth died, what? That could be your child. So it's not just only or 400 only. It is your family member. Somebody knows somebody. I was just at a meeting earlier today, and a woman came up to me and she said, and she was well into her 70s, and she said, I had 6 siblings, and all of them died from overdose. And she was a user. She said, but 30 years ago, she prayed. And from that point forward, she made a change in her life. So all I'm saying is that we can make a change. We are not here to stigmatize those that use. My father used all kinds of stuff. He also suffered from PTSD. The other thing that we need to understand that most often people are having co-occurring disorders, an opioid use disorder, a mental health disorder. But we can get support for that, and we have in community support organizations that are available, like Family Medical Counseling Services, like HIPS. They come to you. They meet you. What that really means, to meet you where you are, you might still be using while they talking to you. All right, well, here's a Narcan, because you may not be ready for treatment yet. And you might do that a couple of years before you finally say, enough is enough. Our goal right now is to get people to live long enough to go to that point that Ms. Holland was at and said, I'm ready. I'm really, really ready. But it may take a number of steps for our children, because they're getting these things different ways and sources. My heart goes out to Ms. McBroom, because I can never, I don't know, most of y'all, if you're a parent, you probably put that little mirror over your child anyway just to see if they was breathing, just because. And that moment, that horrific moment, it is no joke and is not to be played with. This ain't no game, y'all. This ain't no Russian roulette. This thing is taking you out immediately. Believe that. It's just that. And we have a chance to save lives, and we have a chance to let people know the truth. The truth sets us all free, but we got to do something about it. And sitting around having meetings don't work. You got to hit the streets. Thank you.
Dr. Mitchell, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, but while you're doing that, I would like you to add in, with your perspective as the former medical examiner here in the city, can you give us a bit of understanding of what fentanyl and opioids have done over the past 5 years in this city, and what has been going on with it nationwide?
I appreciate being here and being a part of this. I mean, y'all are at a go-go learning about opioid overdose and treatment. So give a round of applause to all those that care enough about community to make sure that this is discussable, that our mental health is discussable, that our trauma is discussable, until we decide to make everything discussable and that we unpack our dark places, we're not going to be healed. And we all got dark places. We've all been misused and abused in our childhood or even in our adulthood. I come to you as a child of a crack cocaine addicted father, where I used to sit in the back seat of his Cordoba while he smoked crack and looked back in the back seat. I see it like it's yesterday, asking me if I wanted some. 10 years old, when prostitutes would sit in his front seat and do all types of things while I was in the back seat with a He-Man on my lap. Trauma that forced me into my own issues, but trauma that I refused to succumb to because people wrapped their arms around me. Community members wrapped their arms around me. Men wrapped their arms around me and said that I could be more than what I was seeing and what I was doing, and that I could be actually successful, that was something that was real. And until we realize that we have to dig deep into those recesses. My father didn't become clean until he was 60 and became a peer recovery coach. and was at Harbor Light on right there on New York Avenue and got clean and was doing it for the VA. And so there is a way to get clean and do the things that are necessary. If we're honest, those of us that are doing this work, we're doing this work because we were beat down by our past. So instead of running away from our past, we ran to our past to do the work, right? Everybody in here that thinks that are trying to get free are freeing people that are enslaved by the things we were enslaved to. And so this thing is about freedom. I walked into this place, a brother greeted me, he said, "Are you ready for the revolution? It won't be televised, but it'll be online." I think he said something like that. But this is the revolution, when we decide that we're going to take advantage of our own freedom and be free because we said so, not because someone else said so. And so as the chief medical examiner, when I was the chief medical examiner of Washington, D.C., I got here in 2014. You know how many opioid overdoses there was in 2014 when I first got here? Every month there was 4. There was 4 opioid-related overdoses every month when I got here in February of 2014. In 2015, it got to 8. I rang the alarm. I said, it doubled. We got a problem. It doubled. Bing, 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 bing. It doubled. We're at 29 every month right now. We've gotten up to 41 opioid-related deaths in the District of Columbia every single month. And see, now let me be clear. I've been in rooms like this early in the process. They was like, white people die from that. That's white people that die from opioid overdoses. I was in rooms, they was like, "Doc, come on, man. Black people don't die from opioids. That's white people. It only became a problem when white people died." I said, it's been a problem when black people died. It's still a problem. And the resources were going to communities that were putting things out there. Now that we have resources and unlimited resources in the District of Columbia, y'all got mad resources. We have resources that if you walk right now and said, "I need mental health support," they be falling over themselves trying to get you the support. Because we don't believe in the support. We have problems in our community suggesting that we have mental health related issues. When we come from an institutional, structural racism community that has been beat down and lack of access to education, economics, housing, healthcare, and criminal justice, you mean that hasn't affected you? It's affected me. It's affected me, and I make money. You know what I'm saying? So it affects all of us. And so we have to come off of this hiding from ourselves and decide that we're going to do what's important. 411 in 2020. So now it's claiming our babies. So in 2015, 20% of all opioid-related deaths had fentanyl involved. 20% of all opioid-related deaths had fentanyl involved in 2015. In 2020, 95% of all opioid-related deaths have fentanyl involved. When they say fentanyl is everything, I don't buy cereal because I think fentanyl is in it. I don't put sugar on my stuff because fentanyl is in everything. And I make light of it because I deal with death for a living. So all these deaths that you're talking about, I just left the medical examiner 120 days ago. So it's not like I forgot about all the autopsies I've done in my career of opioid-related overdoses, homicides, cardiovascular disease, all the things that are facing our community. So I've seen our cousins, our uncles, our brothers, our aunties die from this thing. And so if this is the moment because we got babies dying, okay, let's do it then. If this is the moment that we need to stop and make it discussable and reach out and combine, because the same thing that gets a brother to pick up a gun to engage in violence is the same thing that gets someone to pick up something and put it in their mouth to get high. It's self-medication. It's the same things that engage us. And it's so important for us to work with each other. I have a 16-year-old daughter. I wanted her to come. I said, "Baby, come." She battles with depression. She battles with issues. I said, "Come, you need to be in this space so you know that we're not alone doing this work. That we're not alone trying to get ourselves together. That we're part of a community. We're family." I know I got a lot to say. Just real quick on opioids, how it works. It attacks your brainstem. It makes your brainstem think that you have more oxygen than you need, so you fall asleep. When you're asleep, you don't use as much oxygen. So it puts you to sleep to suggest that you don't need as much. It dupes your brainstem to believe you don't need to breathe. And fentanyl does it like that.
Thank you, Doc. We're going to ask a couple of questions of the panel here quickly, and then I think we'll open it up to a couple of questions here in the audience. I want to start again with Ms. McBroom, and one of the things that Doc said is this notion of, opioids, that's a white folks thing, or whatever it is. Ms. McBroom, could you speak to the fact of, would you ever thought that you'd be sitting in a space like this? Would you?
No, I never thought that I would have to sit in this space again to speak about my daughter, excuse me, being introduced or involved in any type of involvement with opiates. I never would have thought that. But I know it's easy to get access to. And it's just no different than someone taking a gun and pointing at my daughter and just shooting her. It's no different. You're still a murderer to me. And like I said, I'm going to deal with it accordingly. I'm sitting here and I haven't even buried my daughter yet. She's sitting over on Maryland Avenue at the Capitol Mortuary Funeral Home. And one thing I promised my daughter before I put that dirt over her is that I'm going to get some closure as a parent. I'm going to get some closure. And the next time I have to sit on this panel, maybe we could talk about how the numbers are cleaned up. Maybe we'll put some people behind bars and convict them and change some laws out here to protect our children, because we ignore a lot of things. It's a lot of components that actually leads up to these kids getting involved with the things that they have access to. So much deeper than this. I don't want to, open a whole can of worms, but I have a lot to talk about when it comes to how this all began and how this ended. And that's a whole nother panel, maybe not. But at the end of the day, we do not need to ignore the fact that mental health is a major component in issues that our children deal with. And ultimately, it leads to things like the release of them being exposed to drugs or the release of them being exposed to alcohol, because everything out here that they are exposed to is pretty much leading them to that way.
Thank you. Mr. Robinson, your work, you all are out in the streets dealing with folks. Can you give us some perspective about what you all are seeing at the street level? What are you finding with folks that you're trying to help in the streets, in terms of both why they're using and but also what are they using? What are you finding out there, and what are the challenges that are in front of you all?
Well, first of all, I mirror Doc's comments. It's an honor to be here. It really is. It's an honor to sit in front of my peers and my community constituents to discuss this problem and really drill down into it. Because sometimes it's hard to have these conversations, but they're conversations that need to be had. And most of the people that we touch on a daily basis are folk that are it's really not about getting high. It looks like it's people getting high, but it's actually people that are in tremendous amounts of pain that have no way of articulating or verbalizing that pain or knowing how to anesthetize or heal the pain. And as a direct result, they use the most accessible means, which is the narcotics. And during this pandemic, it was easier to get narcotics than it was to get a bottle of distilled water or toilet paper or paper towels. You could walk around in any of our hot spots throughout this city and cop any substance that was readily available, but you couldn't go into a local grocery store and buy water, paper products, various other things that are necessities in our households. And what we're seeing an increase in the use of fentanyl. Out of just this month, out of 600 syringes, approximately 600 syringes tested, 86% of those syringes contain fentanyl or some derivative of fentanyl. And the interesting thing about overdosing is the person that is in the process of overdosing doesn't know that they're overdosing. They don't know that they're literally dying. They just think they've stumbled on this wonderful high. But actually their life is being transitioned. And so this is why it's so important for us to do overdose education and prevention and put Narcan in people's hands, to make Narcan a household name, to make sure it's in every person's medicine cabinet, that our kids and everyone that's related, whether you're a user or know a user or a family member that's a user, is educated about how to use Narcan to save a person's life. Because you never know who may encounter that actual substance and as a result overdose. So what we're seeing pockets within our community, and you know, it's interesting because the pandemic, you know, we've been in a pandemic for decades as far as I'm concerned. The pandemic, what it did was it shined a spotlight on our communities which were already suffering from the ills of violence, for substance use disorder. You know, I personally have a deep commitment to this because I've transitioned through some of these same things. You know, I'm a returning citizen. I've been in some of these same holes. And they told me the deeper the hole, the taller the building. But see, what we learn how to go into the hole. And I'm around some very smart people that have a lot of education and a lot of information and so forth, but everyone's not willing to go into the hole, to build a relationship with the people that they perceive to be the problem. They look at our kids and they look at our constituents as if they're scared of them because of their condition. But what we want people to know is that people are not their condition. They're bigger and greater than their condition, but it takes building a relationship with folk. That's why the street outreach is so important. I have a senior navigator down there. I have a peer specialist down there. I have people that are on our team who can get people into treatment. When they're ready to go into treatment, we move directly into action because we know the window of time is very, very small. It's an emergency, and we want to respond accordingly. So we're in all the spots, and we're seeing the increased use of fentanyl. We're certainly seeing the increased use of other opiates. We're seeing it on cigarettes. We're seeing it on marijuana. We're seeing dippers, like individuals used to dip cigarettes in the water, PCP, fentanyl, phencyclidine. They're now dipping, it's like liquid fentanyl. And this is the way in which some of the members of our community consider themselves to be able to profit off of the agony and pain of other individuals. So, you know, this thing is multifaceted, and we have a lot of things we can unpack and discuss. But the bottom line is we want to meet people where they are, save their lives, hopefully build that relationship that will allow them to say, hey, look, I want to do something different. Can you help me? And then we spring into action.
Thank you. Dr. Green Lane, can you speak a little bit to the same things? What are you all seeing citywide?
Our focus is Ward 7 and 8. It is the largest mass of land. It has the largest number of youth. It has the largest number of people. Our asset is in our children. Our asset is in our people. And we are resilient people. So as much as we have to talk about the pain, because we got to go through it to get on the other side, as Ms. Holland has, we can go through it. We can go through it as a collective. But we have to remind ourselves that we are resilient people, that our strength is in ourselves and in our faith and in our people. Otherwise, none of us would be here today. Let's believe that, okay? We stand on the shoulders of our ancestors who had to endure. So for all of us, we can all go through this together as a collective, but we don't have to keep going back through the same thing, okay? We can really not just say no to drugs. Let's talk about what we want for our lives. Yeah. This is the time, this is the moment. The world is now watching, and we are declaring our humanity. Drugs take away our humanity. We are not animals. It is not because we are black people that we are the poorest, that we are considered inhumane. No, it has nothing to do with that. We are human beings. Declare yourself a human being. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your children. Stand up for your father. Stand up for your mother. You better stand up for her. Stand up for your people. And know that we can make it. I don't have a PhD just to be having a PhD. He didn't go through it for nothing. You don't have to have a PhD. You can be a peer recovery. You do more doing that than you do with any other letter behind your name because you're right there with the people. You're meeting them right there where they are. You don't need all those letters. Those letters don't mean nothing. But you better learn how to read. You better learn how to understand. If we didn't unpack what 411 bodies meant, then it's just a number. It's not just a number. It's a human being. That's my father. That's my mother. That's my grandmother. And if we begin to declare ourselves human from now on and thus far, we will begin to change our cycle. We can break this. We are not broken people. Believe that. And I think too often we stay in our brokenness and not realize that, damn it, I'm here. I made it. I made it. I grew up in 7. I grew up in Parkland. My dad was a user. He used crack. My dad suffered from PTSD. He's a Vietnam vet. My mom has 11 children. We are still here. One of her granddaughters became a doctor this year. Delivered a baby and still walked across that stage. I'm telling you, one of my nephews worked for the U.S. Senate Service. He was a junior ranger right here in Anacostia Park. Right here. We can do it. There's nothing special about me or my family. My family is your family. We live right next door to each other. You telling me you can't do that? Hell yeah. You ain't dumb. I ain't dumb. She ain't dumb. He ain't dumb. We got, my brother got bipolarism. My dad got PTSD. I suffer from ADHD. What the hell? And I got every other letter behind that. What the hell? It does not stop you from believing in who you are and what you could never and ever be. Don't believe the lie. Don't believe the lie. But too often we do. And we stay stuck in it. Get out the mud. This mother might be grieving, but she said, the hell with that too. Her baby ain't buried yet, but she said, the hell with that too. And if that mother says that, and she's one of 100 mothers behind her who said the hell with that, whether it's gun violence, whether it's opioid, whether it's anything else, the mother said the hell with that. They're mad as hell, and they said the hell with that. Get your ass up and get moving. Don't be afraid to move. We got to do this. Now, I told Roz, I'm only going to be here for a short while, and when this number changed, I'm getting the hell out because I got other things to do. I believe in building the queen within. That's my next project. Keep your eyes out. But until that number, and I'm not planning on being here no 10 damn years. Y'all crazy. I ain't got 10 years. I don't have that much time for that. But I got a lot more time for some good stuff. We're going to change this, y'all. But I need y'all folks to get the moving on it. Get the moving. Don't act scared, and don't act like you don't know what the hell is going on. Somebody give you Narcan, save a life. Save a life. Damn it. Don't be scared to do it. Get down and save a life.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
That's me. That's who I am.
You hear all that?
Mama said don't do that.
You hear all that? I suspect y'all better save more than one life.
You got to. You got to.
Panel, I've been told we're running kind of short on time. I want y'all to be thinking about something. I want to come back to you all with notions of solutions, okay? But we're going to open the floor up a bit for some questions, and we're going to start with the guy that turned the microphones on. So, Mo, go ahead.
I just want to ask one thing. How many of you all are tired of seeing people die in your community? How many of you out here are willing to be, ambassadors? All right? So, yeah, for Narcan. So can I get a hand for everybody who's going to be an ambassador starting today, which means when you leave here today, you're going to be ready to save a life.
That's right.
You know, we can do all this little silly stuff out there, all the stuff that don't mean nothing, but today we're putting a weapon that will save lives in your hand. We have all the professionals here, we have all the directors here, and all the money has been invested to make this happen. So what I need to know is, how do we make this happen? Who's here that can train them real quick, right? So that when they leave, they really know what to do. It only should take about 5 or 10 minutes. Somebody come up here and train them, and then we put it in their hand, and we know we got at least 50 to 70 people leaving here that are ambassadors to save lives in our community. So who gonna come up here and train them? So we know that every dime that was spent here today was worthy of spending it.
That man gets ahead of me. I got a program here now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Actually, the next question I was going to ask was Dylan. Young man, can you tell these folks, what does it take to be trained? What does it take for you to train other people? How hard is it to deal with this Narcan, this thing that will save lives?
To be trained, it really doesn't take a long time. You could train someone right now. Someone can train you all right now how to use Narcan, and you'll be able to have the knowledge to go out there and save someone's life. To be able to teach someone, well, the test you take, you can pass it, but you're going to have to keep learning every day so you can retain the knowledge, of course. And
how long did it take you?
Oh, just a day, about 2 hours. 2 hours, I believe.
Have you trained other people yet?
Not yet.
We're
We're
start
actually
tonight?
talking about that with.
You gonna start tonight?
Tonight? I don't know about tonight.
Don't be scared. We all family.
We got him right here. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Dr. Mitchell, can you tell us what's it going to take what are the kind of things that are necessary in order to try to stop this epidemic here in this city?
Well, this is a good start, right? If we leave here and you guys know how to use Narcan, and it's important to understand how to use it. If you talk to the people in your family that are using about what's available. If you also understand that you don't have to be a user and abuser to die from this. And I think that's important to point out, that you could have walked into a room and decided to make a recreational choice, and that recreational choice ended up costing your life, right? So that's how critical the decisions and choices that we have to make now. It's hard because when I was young, I could make mistakes, and they weren't deadly mistakes. I could make mistakes, and it wouldn't be all over Instagram. Look, I'm looking crazy for the rest of my life. But this generation, man, you guys can't make the same mistakes I made, because they truly can cost you so much more. And so I think if we leave here understanding that we're part of a community, that we want to work together. Narcan is a solution, but it's not the only solution. Ron has given us opportunities to engage in political activism. We need to engage that way, because access to education, housing, all the things that lead us to having all these drugs, more drugs on our street than opportunities to get fresh fruit and fresh food in these food deserts. I live in 7. My neighbor's here, right? If I don't have a car, then I gotta go far for my produce. You know what I'm saying? That's my footbridge, right? That's what we talking about. That's my footbridge that just went down, right? So it's important to understand that there's things that we need to do, organizing that we need to do, and activism that we need to do to make sure that we have what we need in our community, at the same time loving each other through our issues.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Holland, can you give us one last comment from you about what does it take to turn it around from the individual? What does it take?
Well, what it takes is you have to be willing. You have to reach out Don't be afraid to ask for help because there are so many people out here waiting to help you.
That's deep. Short, but deep. For real. Get straight to the point. So let's talk about the help. The two folks that have got projects y'all are building. Start with you, if you don't mind, Doc. Tell us what's available out there for folks in the city. And then you want to talk about your two programs at MLK and Seat Pleasant. Mr. Robinson, you two, tell us what's available for folks out there.
Okay, so we have if you don't have Narcan, if you want to just let folks know where they can go, that's first and foremost. So text to live, 888-111. So 3 8s and 3 1s. What you'll get is a text message, and it'll show you where you can map that. Send that to somebody that you think might need it. Doesn't matter. Say no more. We also have website, the DC Ward 78 DC Prevention Center has a YouTube channel where young people, and by the way, we do train young people on how to be messengers themselves. And so we encourage anybody who has a young person that wants to be part of this as a collective, please bring them to us. Our number is 202-388-3001. We're located on Benning Road, Minnesota Avenue at the Marshall Heights building, okay? We have 4 prevention centers throughout the city, and they all do exactly the same. We are supporting 12 different community-based organizations with work in their community, because even though it's 7 and 8, Hillcrest looks different than Kenilworth. Congress Heights looks different than Anacostia. So it's neighborhood specific. Your neighborhood is your neighborhood. And we don't pick and choose. You want us there, we'll be there for you. And we have information and resources for you, okay? And so these are the things that you can do. You can be a part of it, and you support Ron in this effort in the community. We will be doing some trainings, and we'll let people know when those trainings happen. We work with the Anacostia Coordinating Council and other harm reduction teams throughout Ward 7 and 8.
Mr. Robinson?
We're located Family Medical Counseling Service is located right at 2041 Martin Luther King Avenue Southeast, right up the street, directly up the street. And we also, right by the big chair, exactly. And we also have a location at 5936 Martin Luther King Highway in Seat Pleasant, Maryland. Both offices provide full medical services. Up the street here on MLK, we provide behavioral health services. We provide Medicaid-assisted treatment. We also provide substance use disorder assessments. So if someone has a substance use disorder and they want to get help, we can bring them to our facility. We can Uber them from where they are directly to our facility, no matter where they are in the city, Uber them directly to where we are, do the assessment, and then refer them on to treatment, whatever their assessment needs calls for. We also provide harm reduction services, which means that we're providing sterile syringe services to individuals within the community that are currently chemically addicted to substance uses, IV drug users. So we're providing all kinds of sterile syringes along with drug-using tools, along with overdose prevention and education. So we're giving people Narcan to use. We go out and do trainings at different facilities throughout the city. Various churches throughout the facility have asked us to provide trainings to their constituents and people within their community areas. So our number is 202-889-7900. And we're located again at 2041 Martin Luther King Avenue Southeast on the 3rd floor. You can walk in, you can give us a call, we'll set up an appointment. Our teams are throughout the city Monday through Friday. So, we're clearly identifiable. Our RV has all of our logos on it. Our testing vehicle has all of our logos on it. We do HIV testing, Hep C testing, and STD testing.
One last quick question. Do you all have specific services for juveniles, for young folks, or that you're dealing with? Is it a different approach to how you all are handling this?
So let me be clear. We do prevention. And what does that look like? We don't do treatment or recovery. We do we are funded through the Department of Behavioral Health, okay? And so if you need, the number is the DBH Access Helpline number. 1-888-7-WE-HELP. That's why we help each other, because our community folks know. So if you need any support, treatment, or behavioral health, that number is the critical number, 1-888-7-WE-HELP, okay? Send that to somebody that needs support.
Thank you.
For youth, we train them on how to do this.
Thank you. The panel's going to close with where we started. We're going to leave Ms. McBroom with the last words. If you want to leave us with something for the night, please.
Again, I just want to thank everyone for coming out here tonight. I want to thank you, Ron, for taking this opportunity to create this platform and have me here. I want someone to say Jayla's Way.
Jayla's Way.
That's going to be birthed on behalf of my daughter. I plan on continuing on with her legacy and making sure that we help other children out here in our community. So be looking forward to seeing me out here in your neighborhood soon. Thank you.
We're going to wrap up things here. We're going to get a quick training at the end of the speechifying here, and I want to thank you all for enduring me as your panel moderator. I am a reporter, and generally I don't deal in answers. I deal in questions, and I've been thinking about this notion of fentanyl and what it's doing in this drug use and what it has been doing in recent years. And we go through this pandemic where we're all supposed to be washing our hands all the time. And for some of you all, I'm going to say something that's going to sound real familiar. It's barbecue season. It's cookout season. You go to the cookout and you always ask the question, who made the potato salad? Right? Who made the potato salad? Who had their hands on it? Are they clean? Are they not? Well, you think about the drugs that are used out there. And maybe the question where you're trying to ask folks, you're trying to help somebody that's out there, maybe you ask them, if you won't eat potato salad from somebody where you don't know where it came from, why are you smoking something if you're not sure where it comes from? So that's the 2 cents that I'll add. That's my question. It's the potato salad question.
Yes.
Not prevention. Youth need treatment. They are being bogged down with all of this in this community, and they have nowhere to go. We are parents. We probably the last people that they want to talk to because we wanted to think we got the answer. What do they? Where can we take our youth when they are seeing their friends die? They got more T-shirts with their dead friends on it, and Carter got liver pills. That's traumatic.
And I'm going to say PIW is not enough. Sasha Bruce is not enough. It's not enough. It's not many outlets for our children out here, and I can tell you that firsthand, Wendy. You know, I've been going through this battle for a long time. And like I said, it's a whole other can of worms. But I promise you, it's going to be some services for some youth when I get finished, by the time I'm finished. And like you said, I'm ready for war. The hell with that. Thank you.
I think one of the themes that you'll walk away from this with is this. Please come on up.
She's our DBH person. Come on, Sharon.
You can do it.
Dr. Hunt.
That's why you're here now.
There you go. I'm right here. Oh, sorry.
I'm from the Department of Behavioral Health, and we have youth-specific services because we know they have different needs. So there are 4 providers within the district that service youth. Hillcrest is probably the closest one. They partner with the prevention centers. So we'll get that information out to you, whoever, Ron, if we can get that out to the folks at RSVP, we'll get, and it's on our website, actually. So if you go to the DBH website, Department of Behavioral Health, you will see a section that says youth-specific services. Is it enough? Probably not. So keep advocating. And there's a lot of money, as Dr. Mitchell said, coming into the community. If you have ideas, specific interventions, youth have to be treated differently than adults. They have different problems. So we have to have youth-focused services. So we want your ideas. Unfortunately, this is tragic that we're here today to do this. And, but it's going to be a movement. I'm so touched by the fact that everybody wants to get involved. We want to hear what you have to say. So please come to us. Ron will get out my number. I'm the State Opioid Treatment Authority, so we need to be able to move this issue along. And go to our website. There's information there about all kinds of treatment services.
That was fantastic. We knew you could do it.
Live Long DC website.
Folks, I want to say a personal thank you to all the panelists for sharing your stories and for sharing your expertise. You helped me to really look good. We're going to finish up with the advice. When Mo asked me to do this, I did some reporting and started asking the city officials what's the most important thing that can happen here. And the thing that they said is get trained in Narcan, get trained in some first aid, and learn how to use it and start carrying it with you. So we're going to do a training here right now. Mo, thank you for everything.
Yes. We're bringing up, you take the mic right there.
Here you go, brother.
The brother from Family Medical Services. Please, everybody, do not leave without getting your Narcan. This is very important. So we got Narcan here, don't we? Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. All the bags have it. All the bags on the tables. If you don't, we still have more here. Please do not leave without it. Please.
Thank you.
Okay. My name is James Perry, and this is Kevin Tells. We work for Family Medical Council Services. We do a real quick training because we're pressed to do it fast, so y'all have to pay attention. Okay. First thing is, if you see somebody who appears to be, if you see someone that appears to have overdose, which you're not probably gonna know because you're probably not a doctor. But the good news is that if you use Narcan on someone that's not an overdose, you cannot hurt them. So don't be afraid to use it. That's very important. Second thing is that when you approach the person, you want to call their name. If you don't know their name, hey, you. Next thing you want to do is shake the person. If you still don't get a response, then you want to do what we call a sternum rub. Take your knuckles, rub it up and down the breastplate vigorously. It's very painful, and if you don't get a response, then it's a good chance that they overdose. Then you want to take the Narcan out, as my assistant will show you. You want to take your first two fingers and put on the top, your thumb on the bottom of the red part, show on the red part, and it's called one and done. You tilt the individual's head backwards, pick a nostril that you want to use, hopefully one that's unobstructed. Pull your fingers all the way together till they meet. One strong, good time. At that particular point, but before you do that, there's one thing you got to do. That's called 911. You have to call 911 before you use the Narcan. Why? Because what it's going to do is going to knock the opioid off the opioid receptors. Person may come to, but within maybe a half an hour to 45 minutes, it's going to flow back to the receptors. If a person ODs and you wake them up, the first thing they're going to do is look for some more drugs. So if they shoot some more drugs in the next half an hour and then the other drugs flow back, then they're going to OD again and you're not going to be around. So it's very important you call 911. If when they come, if it's not an OD, then you got professionals that can figure out what it is. And if it is OD, you got somebody to get them to help before it flows back. Got to call 911. Second thing is, after maybe 1 to 3 minutes, if you don't get any response, then you administer it again. You're going to have 2 shots in your, each box has 2 individual shots of Narcan. Okay. Recovery position. Once they come to or coming to, you don't want them to choke on their own. Sometimes people vomit, and you don't want them to choke on, so you lay them on the ground and put them on their side. Use one arm as a pillow. Use their leg in this position, the top leg, so that they can't roll any further. That's very important. And then you stay with them until help arrives. That's the short of it. That's it, and that's all. Question? Yeah. Yes. I'm saying we want you to demonstrate to the rest of the people how to use it. Go ahead, give it to them. No, I get paid for talking. So, another thing, I'm gonna have to get ready to give up the mic, but I want to say this. The key to, if you want to change what's going on in our communities, then you grab a young man like I did and you tell them everything positive that you know. That's all you got to do. If everybody grabs somebody that's receptive, that's open, and give them what they know, you'll be amazed how fast things change. The second thing we need to do is all these people up here that like Mo, I appreciate what you did, but like him, there's a lot of people that have platforms that have a network. Then they need to find people that is positive and let them do what they can do. We need to connect and stop being individualized. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Mo, are we ready to turn the music back on? All right, Mo, I'm going to hand it over to you. Thank y'all. Have a good night. Y'all be safe.
Go ahead.
So we about to have two performances. Lexi T going to bring up. We're doing a lot of stuff with young artists in the community. Like I said, one of the reasons young people are getting into a lot of things, they don't have platforms and things to do in our community. So there are multiple things that we can do, and this young sister is doing a lot to help the young artists in our community. So, I moved that, you ready?
What's up, everybody? It's Lexi T once again. So, my husband and I, we have a company called Bay, and what we're doing right now is we brought together 5 artists from the DMV between the ages of 18 and 24, and we're taking them on a 6-city tour. And the way we're doing that, they don't have to come out of pocket. We've actually been down U Street and New York Avenue, actually out there singing, raising money, so that they don't have to come out of their pocket. And so this is something positive for them to do. So I'm going to bring one of our fabulous artists to the stage. We have Whitney Chantel that's going to perform for you guys. Yeah, go around.
Which one should I do? This one? Can I have a stand or no? Thank you. How y'all feeling? I want to thank you guys for having me. Can I make this shorter? I don't know how. Thank you. So my name is Whitney Chantel. I am a singer, songwriter, entertainer from the DMV. I am a native Washingtonian. I graduated from Duke Ellington School of the Arts in 2015. And this topic is very special to me because I did recovering for 2 suicide attempts, and I did suffer from depression when I was 13 years old. The song that I'm performing is called What Happens. I wrote it when I was 13 years old, going through my depression. I just wanted to let you guys know that anybody suffering from any type of mental health who feels like they need help, you're not alone. Everyone goes through something. Everybody needs somebody. In our community, it's very rare that we're told that it's okay to go to a therapist. And I'm happy that that narrative is changing for our communities because everybody needs to talk to somebody. Everybody wants to feel like they're wanted and needed and have someone to lean on. I want to make sure I use my words wisely. So the one thing I want everyone here to take from me in my performance is that it takes a village, not only just for our children, but for everyone. We all need our support in communities. Depression and mental health issues stem from being told we can't feel emotions. And then feeling alone because of that, being invalidated. So the song is called What Happens, and I really hope that you guys enjoy it. Now remember, I wrote it when I was 13, okay? Yeah, thank you.
would you want me to? Cause lately I've been dreaming. Depression kicks in and I'm just wondering what happens from here. Hey, where do I go? Who do I know? I'm so confused, won't you let me know? What happens from here? Cause I've been dreaming, sometimes screaming. Depression kicks in and I'm just wondering what happens from here. Hey, can you tell me where do I go? Can you tell me where do I go? Cause I've been dreaming, sometimes screaming. Depression kicks in and I'm just wondering what happens from here. Ha! I sit in my window thinking, contemplating where I'll be sleeping, watching the rain fall down. Cause I've been dreaming, yeah, I've been dreaming. Trying to keep my head above water. No thinking, just thinking, where do I go? Hey, I'm so confused, won't you let me know what happens from here? Cause I've been dreaming, sometimes screaming. Depression kicks in and I'm just wondering what happens from here. One more time, hey, can you tell me where do I go? Hey, where do I go? Cause I've been dreaming, sometimes screaming. Depression kicks in and I'm just wondering what happens from here. Finally the sun is shining, everything feels so right. What if it was here all this time? Trying to figure out who I am. I'm tired of the sleepless nights. I wanna know, where do I go from here? Thank you guys for having me. Can you sing it with me one more time? 1, 2, 3. Where do I go? Who do I know? I'm so confused, won't you let me know what happens from here? Cause I've been dreaming, sometimes screaming. Depression kicks in and I'm just wondering what happens from here. Can you tell me where do I go? Can you tell me where do I go? Cause I've been dreaming, sometimes screaming. Depression kicks in and I'm just wondering what happens from here. Thank you guys again. My name is Whitney Chantel. That is IAMWHITNEYCHANTEL on all platforms. I'm now 24. I wrote this song when I was 13 years old, which is a testament that you can go through a dark time and get out of it, for sure. And I love you. Thank you.
Hey, oh, wait a minute. I said, baby, please, please. I'm begging and I'm pleading and I'm down on my knees now. I know you seen another one with picture in my phone, but please don't leave me alone. Said, baby, don't you go. Hey, go. Baby, don't you leave me. Hey, oh, wait a minute. Let me take you out to dinner and a day at the spa. Put some cash money down on the
Y'all give it up for Whitney Chantel one more time.
a closet full of shoes, but that's a that I can't lose.
All right, I have another artist from the DMV Takeover Tour. She's also on the Make Go-Go Forever documentary that we're putting out. Give it up for Jata.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to say it again. I want y'all to respond to me. I like energy, so I'm going to give y'all energy. I want y'all to give me energy back, okay? Hello, everyone. Hey, y'all. Okay, so like Lexi said, I am Jata. That is spelled J apostrophe capital T capital A. I am a inspiring R&B singer. I'm also a go-go singer. And today I'm going to be singing for y'all. So at first, I was going to perform an original song of my own called Pressure. Y'all can actually download that everywhere. However, I felt the vibe, I felt the energy, and I decided to switch the song up. So the song that I will be singing right now is called Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. I hope I said her name right. Anyway, that's what I will be singing, and I will be singing this in honor of everyone who has gone on, not just from opioid addiction and opioid overdose, but also violence, gun violence, and anything else, COVID, anything else, because this has been a very crazy year, and I believe that this song really resonates in my soul. So I hope it resonates in y'all soul. So here we go. Bed, I hear the clock tick and think of you, caught up in you here with me.
Hey, Lo, you sound good, ma. 2, 2, 2.
I need you here. Hey, can you hear me, baby? Hey, I need you here with me. Please, why did you leave? Hey, baby, why did you leave? Hey, baby, why did you leave? Hey, I need you here with me. Baby, why did you leave? Hey, time after time. Come on, y'all, say it with me. Time after time. Hey, time after time. Time and time and time and time and time. Hey, I need you here. Oh, I need you here. Oh, I need you here, here. Time after time. Ooh, time after time. Ooh, time after time. Ooh, time after time. Ooh, time after time.
Now you'll be with us, sis. Hello. This is John. Say something on your mic, sis.
Oh, hey, y'all. My Instagram is Just Jata. It's JUSTJTA. That, again, is Just Jata. JUSTJTA. Thank you so much. Sorry for being vulnerable, but this is vulnerable. But this is how I minister. I minister through music. Sometimes I don't talk about what I'm going through, so I might hop up here and rock it, and I'm going to cry. So thank y'all for rocking with me. Again, my name is Jata. That's J''T''A. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
That's what's up, baby. Hey, Lo, get sis mic too.
Y'all give it up for Jata one more time. Now again, Jata and Whitney Chantel are both on the DMV Takeover Tour. If you guys want to support them, because like I said, we are fundraising for them to be able to go on tour to 6 cities without coming out of pocket. So they'll tell you where you can go to donate. They'll walk around and talk to y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Hey, Lo, make sure sis joins you.
Check.
Hey,
Check.
Zay, there's some monitors back there too,
It's
bro.
not good.
Get her up, please.
Check. Just a little bit more on this monitor in front of me, please. I don't know where the... Oh, there you go. Check. It's check.
And get her more low.
Check. Just a little more low.
Should be like this, John, way outside. You know,
Check.
Put a little bottom and bass in there, John, too, bro. Make it full.
Check. Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
J-Bo.
Yeah. Yeah.
You good? All right, come on, Lo. Let's go, Lo.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, Zay, that drum monitor. Yes, sir.
For happiness or peace within themselves, and I just hope that they don't look for it in drugs.
It is very dangerous and it won't solve many of your problems.
Opioids are not going to help you get through life.
It is pretty easy to get addicted to these drugs. Think about family members or anybody that cares about you.
It doesn't really matter how they get the help as long as they do.
Opioids are more harmful than you think.
People will spend a lifetime searching for happiness or peace within themselves, and I just hope that they don't look for it in drugs.
It is very dangerous and it won't solve many of your problems.
Opioids are not going to help you get through life.
It is pretty easy to get addicted to these drugs. Think about family members or anybody that cares about you.
It doesn't really matter how they get the help as long as they do.
Opioids are more harmful than you think.
stare at me like souvenirs. Don't wanna let you off my head. Just like the day that I met you, the day I die forever. Said that you love me, but that'll last forever. It's cold outside when you walk out my life. Why you walk out my life? I get like this every time. On the days I feel like you and me. Heartbreak anniversary. 'Cause I get like this every time. On the days I feel like you and me. Heartbreak anniversary. Do you ever think of me? Yeah. Oh, Hey, Lo. It's wrong up here. It's wrong. So.
Give her
thi-
something in the front, bro.
this-
She ain't got nothing in the front, bro. Nothing in the front, low. She needs something in the front, mom. There's nothing up front for her, bro. She'll basically be the same way, you know, every night for her, bro. Put her joint like my joint. Just fix it. I understand. Say something. Just say something.
Check, check.
Still, make it a little heavy in the front, bro. Put on the drum monitor too, bro.
2, 2, 2, 2. Shut up, Neil.
Whoa.
Check, check.
You good?
Mayfair. Oh.
Check, check. Yeah.
All right, come on, bro. I'd like to thank my man Mo for having us. Shout out to the U-Street TV. Southside, you with it. The trendsetters, what they doing. They most wanted what I tell them. Yep. Welcome to a Monday night they throw down. Because what I tell her,
And that's why I love the moon.
Yes, sir.
Every night is there for you.
And what I tell her,
It's constant.
U-Street, yep.
And like the human being.
Hey, what's good?
Who are you found what it seems to be?
And what I tell her,
You think the earth is where you stand.
blossom, you looking lovely, man.
You're in the palm of someone's hand.
Yes, sir.
And that's why I love the moon.
You know I love it, ma. Hey, what I tell her,
Every night is there for you.
Yes, sir.
Every night about my window. And that's why I love the moon. 'Cause it's always there for me.
And what I tell her,
Every single night I look outside.
I never lose.
Said it's right there for me.
Yes, sir.
In my mind. And that's why I love the moon. Yeah.
What I tell her, yes, sir.
Because people can consume my love
Southside, you with it.
in the wrong way. So I send it up
They see what God is good.
at night, at night, at night. The real love so hard to find,
So hard.
especially when you found it. The illusions in your eyes, it blinds us all.
Southside, what I tell her.
So be careful where you look for love.
So careful.
And just be careful where you look for love.
Southside,
Real love so hard to find,
so hard.
especially when you found it. The illusions in your eyes, it blinds us all. And so be careful where you look for love. And then be careful where you look for love.
They see what God what they doing. Oh yeah. A Monday night on the south side. Everything's all right. Shout out to the south side. Late night on a Monday night. Because when I tell them on the south side, late night, everything's all right. They most wanted. Trendsetters, what I tell them, baby. Shout out to my man Jim. Hey Jim, crossover. I gave him that new nickname. Jimmy crossover, you dig? Because what I tell her,
Real love so hard to find, especially when you found it. The illusions in your eyes, it blinds us all.
Southside, what I tell her.
So be careful where you look for love.
So careful.
And just be careful where you look for love.
Oh yeah. Like I said, shout out to the whole south side, you dig? Late night under the stars on the south side of town, you dig? And south side, we do it all the way to bit. AT, hold up, they love, T. Oh, drop it. Open up, go. A little early on the south side. And tight now, south side. Work it out. A little something for the south side. We outside late night on the south side. They got me outside on the south side. Hey, hold up. Jimmy crossover was good, good. Hey, one dude, we in the building. Southside, we gon' do it on that, man. I'm out here early, early. Little something for the south side. Yes, sir. Hey, T, hey, say, T, beat it up, oh. Beat it. They got me outside on the south side. Southside was good. What? Yep. Hey, low, a little bit. Wada. You know it. Turn around. Drop it like it's hot. Shake it, senorita. Shake it like Southside, you with it. Shake it like a milkshake. And do the best you can. So what? Hey, you on the south side. I think they ready. Turn around. Drop it like it's hot. Hey, you gotta wiggle it, wobble it real quick. Why you gotta wiggle it, wobble it real quick? Why you gotta wiggle it, wobble it real quick? Why you gotta wiggle it, wobble it real quick? Why you gotta wiggle it, wobble it real quick? Why you gotta wiggle it, wobble it real quick? Why you gotta wiggle it, wobble it real quick? Why a Jim? Hey, let's take them back to the high shot. Hey, Southside, you with it? Hey, Southside, what's good? The whole Southside, say. Uptown running. Funky, down. Whoa. Hey, Southside, hey. Shake. How you wanna hold? How you wanna ride? How you wanna ride? How you wanna work? How you wanna work it? How you wanna take? How you wanna take it? How you wanna roll? How you wanna roll? How you wanna ride? How you wanna ride? How you wanna work? How you wanna work? Southside, this goes out to all my listeners. Say what? Well, I'ma take them to the hot shot. Say what? Let's go. Southside, hey. go, let's go. Right there. He said 13, low. He said it's 13 in the monitors. Mix 4. He said mix 4. Hold on, man. You got me on the south side looking crazy. I'm ready to go. I'm outside on the south side at late night. I like it. Come on, baby. Still no monitors for the joint. There's no monitors. If you... There you go. Put them back in the drum monitor too, please. All right, there we go. We good? You know what? Ben's up over the south side. I might as well have some fun. New music dropping this week. You ain't gonna catch nobody like this out on the south side this late, but I'm gonna do it.
Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shape. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shape. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shape. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shape. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shape. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shape. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shape.
Dark girl summer, Southside, what it do? Don't stop, shake that, what it do? Hey, Southside, let's go. rock outside, okay? It's outside. Hey, it's outside. Yeah. It's outside. Burn. The whole damn uptown burn. Hey, walla, 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 burn. Hey, one, two, say what they doing, burn. Hey, Jody, burn. Hey, home Miami, what I tell them, burn. Let's make it live. Hey, walla, walla, what they do, Southside, work out. We come to play games. Let's go. It's outside. I'm nasty. Yep. It's outside. Nasty. Yep. Hey, one, two, hey. I'm man Jimmy. Let's make it live. Hey, wanna, what they do? Check it. Work out. Hey, they be like, hey, Southside, she make it clap, 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 clap. She make it clap, 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 clap. She make it clap, 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 clap. She make it clap, 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 clap. Yeah, she make it clap, 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 clap. She make it clap, 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 clap. She make it clap, 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 clap. The whole Southside, she make it clap, go, 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 go. One chick, she got tired of it, so I bust like 2 or 3. Southside, one chick, she got tired of me, so I bust like 2 or 3. Oh yeah, one chick, she got tired of me, so I bust like 2 or 3. Hey, Southside, hey, what we doing? Let's make it clap. Hey, wanna, what they do? Southside, work out. You know it. mess around. Who run? She clapping really, really good. 2020. She coming for the South Side. She coming for the Let's throw down. Hey, she coming for the They got me on the South Side. She coming for the Hey, bust down, Tatiana, bust down. Hey, bust down, Tatiana, bust down. Hey, bust down, Tatiana, bust down, bust down, bust down, Tatiana, bust down. Hey, bust down, Tatiana, bust down, bust down, bust down, Tatiana, bust down. Hey, bust down, Tatiana, bust down, bust down, Tatiana, bust down. Hey, clap it up, right there, shit down, go. The whole South Side, clap it up, right there, shit down, go. Hey, South Side, what they doing? Yada yada, get that got it, yada 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 yada. Whoa, hey, South Side, hey, Trinidad, what they doing? Yada yada, shit, they got it. I see the Lord come, and throw the thing, go. Whoa, the whole South Side, clap it up, right there, this down, go. Hey, young sinner, I'ma put the whole thing in her. Hey, South Side, she gon' bust it, she gon' put the whole shit in her. Hey, South Side, young sinner, I'ma put the whole thing in her. The whole South Side coming up, right there, sit down, go. Hey, South Side, clap it up, right there, sit down, go. I gotta go. Hey, Southside. Hey, before I go, it's J-Bo. Hey, I turn Sundays on Monday into trap Monday to Sunday. Flying tested and pumping Draco. Shit, that's what we dumping. I'm familiar with people see my face and they can run it. So Instagram those with one dudes and snatch them up out my garment. Regular clips ain't enough of you told them I put a drum in. Trying to catch up to me, there's gonna be a whole lot of running. As in my review mirror, I'm on point. Hey, Southside. 27 red, Southside. The young is all tall. 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 Nigga before 10 on, we gon' get rid of. I'ma leave him right there. Nigga before 10 on, we gon' get rid of. I don't really care. Nigga before 10 on, I gon' get rid of. I'ma leave him right there. Ain't uptown. Ironic, Southside, one down. Four young walking up and it's just me. Now just three. Hey, Southside, now just two. Whoa, now just me. Yeah, four young walking up and it's just me. Now just three. Now just two. Whoa, now just me. Yeah, four young walking up and it's just me. Now just three. Now just two. Now just me. Yeah, four young walking up and it's just me. Now just three. Hey, old school Southside, let's go. Hey, yep, hey. Come on. Hey, yep. Come on. Hey. Come on. The whole Southside, listen to my heartbeat. Thank y'all, Southside. Y'all been so lovely.
Bounce Beat Kings. These are brothers who created the Bounce Beat with Polo, y'all. Hey, once again, stay tuned. We got some big things coming at the Go-Go Museum, Checking Enterprises. We got a restaurant next door coming with Big G. Just stay tuned, y'all. Get involved, stay engaged, and stay sucker free, as my man Bo would say. Hey, y'all, look out for my girl Lexi T. Got some good stuff coming. Checking Enterprises, like I said, over the next 2 months, we developing something special for the community. Stay tuned. I'm going to leave it at that.
People will spend a lifetime searching for happiness or peace within themselves, and I just hope that they don't look for it in drugs.
It is very dangerous and it won't solve many of your problems.
Opioids are not going to help you get through life.
It is pretty easy to get addicted to these drugs. Think about family members or anybody that cares about you.
It doesn't really matter how they get the help as long as they do.
Opioids are more harmful than you think.
Face